say that the only man that would have a chance of beating me is Floyd Patterson. He's pretty fast with his feet and fast with his hands. He went 12 rounds with me. He was painting through half of the fight. He had a lot of openings that I saw him want to take, but he couldn't because his back was hurting. I just see this being the best all-around man that I could pick. Who could you name better than Floyd Patterson, or faster? And I'm sure he's determined to get another chance. And I want to see him have another chance just before the induction come off. And I think he's the best man to fight.
I'm very happy to be able to get another chance. I consider myself extremely lucky. As far as winning is concerned, I'm going to go into the ring with everything I possibly can to win, and I hope what I'm able to give is enough to bring me out victoriously.
This will be the last fight, and you can see me in action there in Houston. Not Houston. I got Houston on my mind so much. In Las Vegas, they can see this fight, and it will be the last one for a while. If you want to see a beautiful machine in action, be there.
We have 90% to 10.
What is the
Ultimate success. Now, I'm talking about at the top court. I don't know where we're going to wind up in this thing.
On a specific basis, what you expect to emerge victorious in the ultimate, the United States Supreme Court, is that the champion is a black Muslim minister.
That is exactly right, sir.
About 20 of Ali's supporters marched outside the old post office building, while he himself was inside undergoing preliminary processing. Then came word of the champion's refusal. Minutes later, Ali spoke briefly to newsmen.
All I have here is statements that I have prepared. Statements that I have prepared, answering all of your questions on future fights. The future period. Anything you can think of. I have the statements. And I have them to be released now.
Could you state briefly why you declined?
No, I will not say nothing. It's all in here.
Immediately afterward, Ali joined sports reporter Cosell in the lobby of his hotel.
As you know, the heavyweight champion of the world has just made his decision. He has rejected induction into the United States military forces. It is also his personal choice at this time to issue no statements, to talk to no one, though he has consented to sit here before this camera with this reporter. He has issued a written statement, however, a copy of which I have in my hand, and the nub of which is simply this. He has taken the action that he has taken based upon his personal convictions and with a full realization of the implications and possible consequences.
The champion was not nearly so reluctant a week earlier to spell out his reasons in person. In Louisville, Kentucky, he spoke out loud and clear.
And I will say here boldly now on television, no, I will not go 10,000 miles from here to help murder and kill another poor people simply to continue the domination of white slave masters over the darker people of the earth.
Sometimes when a man refuses because of religious beliefs to go into the service and wear a uniform, the government will assign them to work possibly in a hospital, a federal hospital or something like this as a civilian. Would you agree to this?
No, sir. I don't know, sir. I won't participate. No, sir. I'm a minister, preacher from the stand of rostrum. I'm not a marcher. But I will say here that I have in my press release that I've said it once and I will say it again. The real enemies of my people are right here, not in Vietnam. And we who follow the most honorable Elijah Muhammad take no parts in wars. As the Holy Quran teaches us, we take parts in no wars on the side of infidels or Christians or non-believers in Islam. No wars unless it's declared by Almighty God, Allah Himself, are His messengers. So the thing is, what type punishment or what type persecution would I receive here in America for my religion? That's the whole point.
But Chaplain, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad advised you to go into the service.
He don't advise us. He don't advise us nothing of what to do. This is a test that all Muslims go through. As the Holy Quran teaches us, who is he to say that he believes and not be tried? We all must be tested and tried by Allah to see if we are sincere in faith, even if it means face machine gun fire, so I'm ready to die.
Many civil rights leaders were not anxious to comment on Muhammad Ali's action. However, Dr. Martin Luther King promptly defended the heavyweight champion.
Do you think that Cassius Clay is morally justified in opposing the draft as far as he says he will take it?
Oh, I certainly do. I think that he's doing what he is doing on the basis of conscience. I've talked with him about it, and I think he's absolutely sincere. And when you speak of the moral justification for it, that's one thing, and that's the highest and best justification, but it's also legally justified to be a conscientious objector. This is guaranteed by the Selective Service Act, and this is what he is contending that he is.
Coverage of the London Evening News. Thank you, sir. And Red just compared Cassius Clay with Jack Johnson, and that's a pretty good comparison.
All right, what's going on, family? Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuff Series. We're going to continue examining 100 years of World Championship fights. We're looking at Muhammad Ali and Floyd Patterson. This is the second portion of this fight.
And it looks like he's going to do that, too.
We pick up on round 5.
If you're concerned about the tail of the tape or the dimensions, Clay is 6'3" and a fraction, while Floyd is an even 6 feet tall. And in reach, the reach for Clay is 79 inches, 71 for Floyd. So from the standpoint of dimensions, the champion has it all over the challenger. Floyd is asking Clay to come to him.
Now, the reason why Floyd Patterson is having a problem, because he has a bad back. Muhammad Ali, between round 1 and round 5, jabbed Floyd Patterson pretty much into submission, where his neck would be stiff frozen, because of the head jerking back from the stiff jab would injure his C1 and C2. Floyd Patterson is not a pressure fighter, and that's why Ali is able to get away with this. Floyd Patterson needs you to create distance for yourself. He follows you around the ring. That's the difference between Floyd Patterson and Joe Frazier. Floyd Patterson doesn't hit hard enough in order to be a pressure fighter at the heavyweight division.
More in number 5. Closing seconds of this 5th round. Score this one together. We're 1/3 in. We're going into round 6. Looking at Harry Krause, who has done an excellent job thus far as 3rd man in the ring. And Harry was a good fighter, some 25 years ago, and certainly knows his business inside the ring ropes. The medical man in charge here tonight, very qualified fella, Dr. Donald Romeo. Now it's round 6.
Dr. Donald Romeo would be the referee that will allow Marvin Hagler to continue to fight Thomas Hearns in 1985 when referee Richard Steele would bring him over to the corner. Donald Romeo would say he's not bothering his sight, let him go. Never spoke to Marvin Hagler. There's no way in the world that Donald Romeo was not going to allow Hagler Hearns to continue. One of the greatest fights he was witnessing, and he wanted to continue to see that fight. Beautiful 1-2 of Muhammad Ali. Patterson is stiff at this point. He cannot continue following his man around the ring because of his back. And that's because of the stiff hard jabs by Muhammad Ali. Ali opens up on Floyd Patterson. He puts on a show for the crowd. Beautiful combinations drawn by Muhammad Ali. Floyd Patterson spends the majority of his round defending himself. Oh my God, beautiful jab by Ali. To Floyd Patterson's credit, he keeps coming in. There's no way he can continue taking these punches this way. Ali sees Floyd Patterson is hurt. He wants to stop Patterson, but he doesn't want to hurt him.
Refreshing, Patterson. Clay poured it on in the round 6. Threw every punch in the book at him. Harry Krause handled the situation well. Mandatory 8 counts. We're still looking in at Floyd Patterson. Buster Watson talking. Buster Watson telling Floyd what he wants. Round 7 coming up. Harmon and Rocky Marciano are broadcasting this one on ABC.